Alright, so it's Tuesday lunchtime. I've just finished my morning classes of Spanish, and I thought I'd do just a video about some experiences I had last night when I was messing around on Twitter and sort of answering people's questions around positivity. And I saw a lot of tweets that were quite popular. They had quite a lot of support, but many were kind of uttering the same thing. And the general theme of the tweets tended to be that positivity is a choice. So there were many where essentially it said thinking positive is a choice, or positivity is a choice, or you can choose to be positive today, etc. And that simply isn't true. It's a gross oversimplification of the issue itself and exactly how to combat it. People who aren't positive can't simply choose to then become positive that easily. Now, you can choose to begin the process to start acting more positively and becoming more positive in yourself, but in general you have a long, arduous journey. It's a lot of hard work, and it starts with the notion and the understanding that in order to become more positive, you have to remove the negativity from your life. And that's quite obvious and goes without saying, but the way to do this is by confronting and addressing every single anxiety that you have in your life. Anxiety itself is the sole basis for negativity, and if you can remove yourself of that, or at least minimize the the quantity of it, and certainly the intensity of it. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted here. I'm walking across the road. If you can remove the quantity of it and reduce the intensity of it, then life becomes more positive in general. And as life becomes more positive, you begin acting more positively, and you begin to address other anxieties, and eventually you get to a state where you may be anxiety free, but you'll certainly have anxious experiences that are nowhere near as strong and as powerful as they were before. So my essential message and tip in this video is start small. Start with minor anxieties. If you're wrapped with anxieties, start with minor ones. Start addressing them. Something really simplistic like you feel uncomfortable saying hello, how are you today, to the person at the cashier in the supermarket, because you think that other people in the queue are going to judge you and think you're stupid. Maybe you'll stutter or stumble over your words, but this is something simple that you can address rather than ignoring it and not saying hello or how are you today because you feel uncomfortable. Just say it. You don't even have to answer back. They say, you don't have to continue in the conversation or anything like that, but you feel anxious in that moment, you do something very small and you'll feel better for it afterwards. You do that a few times, suddenly you don't feel anxious in that situation, and you'll probably feel like answering their question back to you, their reply about how you are, with something a little more than fine, thanks. And that's it, and then you just build from there. You erase that one, and sorry, another road. Yeah, you ameliorate that one and move on to others. Do them simultaneously. You'll notice you've got to be very self-aware, and you'll end up noticing that you have anxieties in a whole host of situations. A few years ago, had them, every 5 minutes, all different separate situations, and life was a pretty miserable place. I was kind of bottom of the dominance hierarchy, certainly very negative, very cynical, not positive in any way, and I wasn't confident either in any way. I was quite socially awkward, and I was just going nowhere fast. But you address these things little by little, and eventually you become more positive. You start rising up the dominance hierarchy, life becomes more pleasurable, you become more successful, and life in general becomes more positive, more peaceful, and that's what it's all about. Alright, well, that's the end of this video. Hope you enjoy it, hope you got some good takeaway points from it, and all the best with your quest for positivity.